Hey, happy, beautiful, amazing day, March 27, 2020. Couple of questions. How are we doing? And I'm going to say, as a world, we're doing pretty doggone good. Next question is, how are you doing? And if it's not good, how can we use this time to get better? So here's an update, very recent. 542,000 cases around the world. Little over 24,000 deaths. Never, ever want to make light of people losing their lives. United States, now the most infected nation in the world, crossing 85,000. China peaked out at 81,000. So they're a good demographic to study the progression. Italy has crossed 80,000, and I have Germany highlighted there for a moment as well. So we look in China, they have about a 4% death rate. Highly significant. We want to look and see, why the death rates are varying country to country. Italy now coming in at over 10%. So the experts have been looking at that and saying, what's different about Italy? US coming in at 1.52%, Germany less than 0.6% death rate. So classic graph, World Health Organization tracking the progression in China. We look at Italy, and all I did quite simply was, trace the graph, the World Health Organization graph, the progression for China, best fitted to Italy. Italy appears to have peaked and coming down. Thank God they needed some reprieve over there. Then we look at the US, and the US is probably still on the rise. Best fit graph, who knows, maybe we have 10 days of rise before we fall. So when we start looking at the US and our current death rate and infection rate, I'm going to, with good math, project that when this is said and done, there'll be about 5,000 casualties. I want to make a comment. Someone, some gloom and doom prospectors, in fact, one guy got on Joe Rogan and said, the US is going to lose 480,000 people in the next 6 months. I really don't see any benefit to fear mongering because it's not so good for the immune system. But maybe if it got people to be proactive and take this serious, there could be a side benefit to that. Fear no, proactivity yes. So this is from the Journal of the American Medical Association, published just a few days ago. And what I have here is the demographic of Italy and the people that are dying, the demographic of China, and what is the difference? There's a huge number of deaths in Italy. So I'll read it to you verbatim. It says, when the data were stratified by age group, the case fatality rate in Italy and China appeared very similar up to age 69. But after the age of 70, Italy had a much higher death rate, and especially among those 80 or older. So let's take a look at that. The National Institutes of Health in Italy took a look at the people that were dying in Italy. 99% had pre-existing conditions, and this is directly from the Journal of the American Medical Association. Case fatality statistics in Italy are based on defining the COVID-19 related deaths as those occurring in patients who test positive for the COVID virus, independent from pre-existing diseases that may have caused the death. So could Italy's higher death rate be that people were already on their way out with something very serious in their body, and just as they were about to go out, something else happened? Well, that's what JAMA is saying. And could that account for a higher death rate? It could. So now let's look at another factor. It says Italy prioritized testing for patients with more severe clinical symptoms of those suspected of having the virus and requiring hospitalization. So could there be a lot more cases in Italy that were tested? Sure. Let's say that there were twice as many. Well, that puts the death rate down in half. What if there were 3 times as many? That puts the death rate down in a third. So what about Germany? Lots of tests available in Germany, death rate 0.6%. So where's all this going? Well, certainly this is a bad virus, and we want to avoid it, that's for sure. But do we need to be frightened out of our mind? That's been my message for a month now. No, that doesn't serve us. That's not good for our immune system. So I'm going to go to a quote from Muhammad Ali. He says the fight is won or lost far away from witnesses, behind the lines, in the gym, and out there on the road, long before I dance under the lights. So what health picture did you bring to the party here in 2020? Did you eat right, drink right, think right, move right, sleep right, poop right, talk right? A high proportion of the time. Nobody's perfect, but are you doing that enough to maintain a healthy enough body where this is not as big a concern? It's ancient wisdom that says prevention is better than cure. You know, that's going back now well over 500 years. And then finally, what is our current strategy for prevention? Hey, if you're strong, be strong, but don't be a silent carrier and go out and infect other people. It makes sense that we should have less social contact, more social distancing, make the best of home, get better, stronger, faster, smarter every day. We are going to get through this. We are going to ultimately win when all is said and done, but ultimately we need to do our part. So how are we doing? I think as a world really, really well. How are you doing? Let's step up our game. I'm Dr. Bob Rakowski, absolutely knowing that we can all be happy, healthy, and successful.